What's up, guys? This is Francis Beau. You are watching the Beau Show, and this is part 4 of 6 on the top best and worst fit Transformers I have seen in each of these toy lines. We have reviewed the Unicron trilogy, the G2 ones, and my G1 ones, and that was a weird thing on the camera. And if you haven't seen my videos yet, I've uploaded them. Go check them out on my YouTube channel, and give me your thoughts on what your top 5 best and worst Transformers from those toy lines were. So today I'm going to tell you the top 5 best and worst figures of Transformers Robots in Disguise, basically in 2001. Not the Transformers Prime one, but the RID one with Skybite and everybody else. Now, honestly, the RID line was actually a pretty good line. We actually had a pretty good year that time. But there were at least a few figures that I loved and disliked. So let's review those figures right now. So, let's start off with the top 5 best figures I have seen from Transformers RID. Number 5 is Skybite. I love the design that they put for Skybite. It's just so creative. Now, I know they have created a Cyber Shark from Beast Wars, from what I remember, and some different guys, but I think Skybite is a better repaint, because we did have Cyber Shark as Beast Wars, but I think this one is a better repaint, because I did not love the green that the original one had, and it has more of a character feel than the Cyber Shark figure. Cyber Shark figure. So that's why I think I put that as number 5, and I think it's worth getting. Number 4 is X-Brawn. X-Brawn, it has just a slim design. It's a great design. I love the way to put them in, and I like it how that no one complained about the figure. Is that his arm has this giant thing that sticks out. I don't see anyone complaining with that figure. It's actually a pretty good look for Brawn, and I think it's worth your time looking at. And I love the vehicle mode. The vehicle mode is a nice van-like, and I think it's worth picking up. Number 3 is Rail Racer. These 3 guys are just amazing. This is an amazing combiner. It is one of my favorite Autobot combiners I have seen for Transformers in years. And I love that it only takes 3 of them to combine, like the other ones, like, I don't know, Bruticus or Devastator or even Superion. They take like 5 to 6 guys to combine. When a Rail Racer, it only takes 3 guys, which I think is very, very creative. The guys by themselves are actually pretty good. I think that Midnight Express is the best of the standalone. Rail Racer is meant, but these 3 are meant to combine as to Rail Racer. That's why I would definitely recommend buying it if you could find it in your stores. Number 2, I'm trying to scroll it up there. There we go. Number 2, Optimus Prime. It's Optimus Prime. Now, Optimus Prime is a pretty slim design. I like the design that they put in there, and the overall look for the character just screams G1. Now, it is a really, really different mold than what we're used to the G1, but it does have a nice, beautiful looking design. I love the way that they put it in order, and it's just very, very creative, and I think that's why it deserves this. So I think it's worth your time picking up, and it's very, very cool. And number 1, this one is meant to be on number 1. This one is the all-time favorite, and is one of the best sought-after Transformers I have seen in years. Transformers Robots in Disguise Scourge is a beautiful, beautiful figure. Now, I know it's a repaint from the Battle Tanker Optimus Prime from G2, but honestly, it is a pretty good figure once it got repainted. It wasn't bad. It's just that the design was kind of a major letdown in some areas. Now, I love the design for when they put it for Scourge, but for the Battle Tanker, I don't know that much. It's just a little weird for me. So I think the Scourge was is the best. It's highly recommend buying it if you could find it anywhere in your store in your area. It's just beautiful. So those were my top 5 best favorites from Transformers Robots in Disguise. Now let's look at the top 5 worst figures I have seen in the RID line. Number 5. Slapper is not a great figure. Plain and simple. It's just got a bad robot mode. The beast mode is a frog, which I've never seen before. The robot mode, it just looks pretty messy to me. I mean, I get where they're going towards, but it's just kind of plain in my opinion. So that's why I put it. That's why I put it as number 5, and I would not recommend this figure at all. Number 4, the Ruination it's not a bad figure. It's just I don't like the paint. The paint jobs that they put in there are just horrible. The way their robot modes individually are okay, as long as you keep them in their individual robot modes. They're okay as that. But once you combine them, it's kind of a different story. So I can't recommend them. I can only recommend them if you could get them individually, but I can't recommend them if you want to combine them at all. Number 3, Megatron Megabolt is just dumb. I don't know what Hasbro was or the designers of this toy were thinking. This is just ridiculous. His transformation becomes a giant head, which doesn't even connect to anything. Sorry, I thought I saw something. The robot mode looks ridiculous. It looks nothing to what Megatron would look like, and it's just ugly. I think it's just total garbage. It's not worth your time. So I cannot recommend that figure at all. If you can get it for a decent price and you have to be a completist with Robots in Disguise, definitely buy it. But if you can't, but if you're not a completist, just don't even bother looking at the figure. Don't even consider getting the figure. It's pointless. Number 2 is Supreme Class Optimus Primal. Now, there are a lot of people that love this toy. They think that this is the definitive version of Optimus Primal. In my opinion, that was kind of ugly. Like, I never had no interest in Beast Machines whatsoever. The show was pretty good. I will admit that the show was interesting. I love the show. But the toys, they were just major letdowns. Like, they were ugly. They were even ugly in the show. Like, Optimus Primal does not look nothing like he did in Beast Wars. He doesn't keep his armor. He doesn't do anything. He just looks kind of garish, or kind of weird if you ask me. So I cannot recommend that figure. It's even using a bad robot mode to begin with. It's just bad, okay? I can't recommend it. So if you could, don't even try to find it. Don't even consider it, okay? And the number 1 worst figure I have ever seen from the RID line is Gas Skunk. This thing is pointless. Now, it did serve a point in the show. I acknowledge that if it did serve a point in the show, it is worth something. But it's just a ridiculous character to begin with. His head becomes his tail. Please. I mean his tail becomes his head, and he has this giant tail up on his face. Please. He just looks ridiculous. The feet look ridiculous. The beast mode looks ridiculous. It's just a bad figure. It's using a bad robot to begin with, and it's just very, very dull. So, if you see this figure, pass it on every level. I cannot recommend that figure at all if you find it. So there are my top 5 best and worst figures from Transformers Robots in Disguise line. Many of these figures were best and really good, and many of these figures are major letdowns. The ones I suggested, I would say you would totally get, but the ones I said that were bad, don't even bother looking at the figures. Don't even consider buying the figures, because you're just wasting your money. If you're going on the completist and you have to have them all, then frankly you're gonna have to have this guy. But beyond that, that's about it, guys. So I want to thank you for tuning in to my channel. This has been the Beau Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can talk about more Transformers toys coming up and movies, including Transformers: Age of Extinction. And stay tuned for my next video where we talk about more of the top 5 best and worst figures in the Transformers line. So I'll see. My name is Francis Beau, and thank you for watching my channel. And I'll see you next time. Peace.